Okay, so what we've got going on now is Chapter 5 of the Wrath of the Black Prince, which is called The Price of Grief. So this is our session 11, which should be quite a quick one, as we go through a few conversations that the party are going to need to have. So a really quick catch up on where we're at. So our hero's quest continues. They're seeking the 4 remaining umbral blades from across Terrinoth. In the Mistlands, they gained the assistance of an unexpected ally and have escaped with the Dagger of Kharn, the first of the 4 blades they seek. Now they plan their next steps. Luther now in possession of new secrets gleaned at cost from the Dark Codex that he carries. Just to kick us off, can I get a D100 roll from Hannah and Ben, please? If you can. There's no rush to do that, but if you can.
Does someone roll it for me? I'm happy for someone to roll it for me. All my dice are upstairs and it's too hot upstairs. I wasn't going to be sitting for an hour on the computer when I didn't need to.
What's it, D100?
D100, yeah.
I'm going to roll it on the thing.
Okie dokie.
If I can get it up. Why won't you work for me? There we go. It's like percentile die, innit?
Yeah, percentile and a 10.
And a 10.
Yeah.
Come on.
What did you get?
I got 60.
60, okay, all good. Noons, just let me know whatever you get when you get. Oh, there we go, 77. Excellent. Okay, no ill effects for Hannah or Ben.
Thank you, Nick.
No problem.
So, where you guys were was in the Tower of Aegeon with the Mistwatch, and they have asked you guys to take word of their plight to the Citadel. After spending a day recuperating with them, you guys depart south back towards Greyhaven. Hannah, as all of you depart from the tower, the elf who was there says to you in Elvish, "May the Black Prince never find you," which is a sort of fairly common elven expression. So after resting and recuperating with the scouts of the Mistwatch, the heroes depart for Greyhaven. It takes you about 9 days to get there. You all recuperated completely while you were there, and I've done that to your sheets already. And you as you travel, you find the lands around you more fertile and less foreboding, despite it being deep winter. You arrive on the 13th of Primaveril, surviving on your dried nuts and meats. The journey was uneventful, albeit cold and unpleasant for those of you without adequate winter clothing. Fortunately, your 2 new horses, Rhapsody and Breeze, have made the journey more pleasant. I have taken off supplies off your sheets as well, for the sake of brevity. Amy, or Hannah, during one night of your journey, you have a dream. In your dream, you find yourself surrounded by luxury. Wide verandas of white stone create balconies and walkways within a city that seems to grow out of the forest that surrounds it. No tree cut down to replace with a building. Nature and civilization in perfect union, a cool canopy overhead creating shade from the sun. You appear to be clothed in elegant silks, tailored in a style that reminds you of the Eolam, the nobles of Lethelin, but older and even more elaborate. You find yourself laughing in the company of other elegantly dressed elves, promenading through exquisite gardens or gliding through grand starlit ballrooms upon a floor of polished marble. Celebrations that last for days, joy unending, the weight of sorrow unfelt. Did you get all that?
Yeah.
Good. So, on the 13th of Primaveril, you guys all arrive in Greyhaven. You secure accommodation for yourselves in the Mage's Hand, and travel to visit Remy in the House of Healing. However, when you get there, you arrive with Sybil in tow, and as soon as she spots Remy, as soon as Sybil's eyes fall upon Remy, she gasps, covers her mouth, and says, "River!" in surprise, her eyes wide. She rushes to Remy's side.
Oh.
River?
I know her as River.
You know Remy?
I didn't know Remy was River.
He's from Riverwalk.
How do you know her?
I've met her before.
Oh?
Where?
I met her in the Grey Lands on the other side.
When?
Well, when I was trapped there. This was.
I'm sorry, what do you mean the other side? What?
There was a time when I was trapped on the other side. There's a world beyond ours, or our world exists inside it, I think. It's called the Aimlong, or the Grey Lands, and I was stuck there for a time before someone helped me to get out. She turns her eyes down at that, and then sort of takes a second to recover. But while I was there, there was someone I met. There was a friend, and I knew her as River. It was hard to sort of speak sense in that place, but I knew her as River, and this is her.
River was stuck there too.
Yes, she's stuck on the other side.
How long ago was this?
Well, it's hard really to keep track. I came out during it was in Nossin, so like 4 months ago.
How long has Remy been unconscious for?
Yeah.
A year.
Yeah.
A year. So you are saying that Remy is stuck in the Aimlong?
Yes.
Maybe this is why she cannot wake.
If there's anything that you can do to help her, you must. I worry if she's still stuck on the other side. She's not alone there.
There is
In a good way?
No. River was the only friend I had on the other side. There was the shadow. The shadow in the shape of a bird, but I think that came out with me when I came out. But there's something else on the other side as well. If there's anything that you can do to help her, you have to do it.
Luther takes out his book and starts flicking through it.
As Luther sort of opens his book and starts to flick through it, he sort of feels the pages take a bit of a life of their own, flicking sort of immediately to a page where words and symbols start to take shape that he's not seen before. I'm going to copy paste what he reads on these pages into the in-character chat for you, Nudes. Okay?
Thank you.
It's quite long.
Oh. Giggly.
Let me just. Right, so here we go. Let's. I have to do this in several pieces.
Oh shit. To bring a soul through the veil where it is trapped upon the other side, one would be best served to open fully the veil, allowing passage in both directions. Oh my days, this is a long thing, bro.
Yep. It's alright. We're almost done.
In the midst of elves, there's a power capable of breaking down the walls of power that some argue is responsible for every weakness. Shit.
I feel like this is genuinely what Luther is doing in character as well. Like he's just occasionally reading out odd sentences and then
And muttering.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. That's it complete.
There's.
I've been seeing her more in my dreams lately.
Remy? Remy?
There, yes. I thought it was just my guilt for leaving her behind, or not being able to help her to get through, but I worry she's in danger.
You think she's reaching out, crying for help?
She's frightened and alone, and whatever it is that's hunting her is getting closer. I don't think she has long left.
Hannah, Sybil, come read this, please.
Is it
Oliva puts down the book on the edge of the bed, so Hannah and Remy and anyone else who wants to come and read it can.
Okay.
Luther, how are you able to understand the book?
I don't know.
Why is it now responding to you?
Something happened in the we were fighting the vampires, I'm not sure.
What do you mean?
The thing that came from the mirror had cut me. I think I bled into the book and the book responded to me.
That doesn't sound like a good thing.
Hannah looks very concerned.
Sybil goes
So
over
does
to read the
Luther.
book. Sybil goes over to read the book. She's in a bit of a panic.
What's Chain doing?
That's a good question.
He is monitoring the situation, but he is standing at the back of the room, not saying anything.
Pretending like he doesn't exist, like Harry Potter and Chamber of Secrets #2. You need Dobby. Finally enter the Grey Lands. Find Soul Spirit. Bring them back to the Rift. Sybil, do you think this can be done?
Well, I don't know who wrote this, but it seems possible. But it sounds like you're going to require a few things, or at least most importantly, anchors, an object, and somewhere where the spell can be done. And you'd have to do the spell, Luther.
That's fine.
Are we saying that Luther needs to take part in blood magic for this spell to work?
It is a blood spell.
But there are dangers in that itself. Right?
But if we do nothing, she's going to die.
But what about Luther?
I'm fine.
What about the world we are trying to save? If we bring things through, we have seen this bird shadow, and you say there is something worse in there, and we want to risk bringing it through?
We can't leave her with it. I won't leave
Sybil,
someone
when the
else
people
behind.
Sybil, when the people saved you, what happened? Did they come in to get you?
No, it was different. It was complicated. I was trapped, and someone who I knew who really, I didn't deserve for them to try and save me, but they did. And they broke open a hole, and in that moment, that power that they had meant I could slip through, and the bird came through as well. This is different. This would be different. We would be careful. This wouldn't be punching a hole in the world. This is different.
But it says here that it's still going to require considerable power to open a gateway into the Ainlong.
No, it doesn't. That's not what it says. We're not opening a gateway. We're slipping through.
Luther looks at Shane, and he speaks to him and says, if there's a way to get Remy back, should we not try anything we can? If I stay here, I can do a spell. Sybil can watch over me. She's powerful enough. But we need someone who's not corrupt to go in. You. She will respond to you. I can anchor from here. You can go in. Maybe the others as well. I don't know.
Sorry, I missed a little bit then because I was trying to read this wall of text. Who was that? Who is that? Who are you talking to?
Chain.
Okay.
Train.
Shane takes a moment to give one of his trademark concerned glares, and then steps forward and says, recently I was told that one of my companions is going to bring doom to the whole of Terrinoth. Right now, I don't know which one of you that is. It could be Siegfried, it could be Hannah, it could be Luther, it could even be Remy for all I know.
Could be you.
Could be.
Ben looked reasonably disgruntled that you didn't mention his name. I could have done it. Just muttering to himself in Lomorian.
One of us has the power to save Terrinoth or break Terrinoth.
I'm not an expert on this, and I made the decision with all of you that we would commit to watching each other's backs no matter what. So, despite every fiber of my being telling me that this is exactly the sort of thing we shouldn't be doing, I will defer to the group's judgment. If you really think this is the only way, and it is the only way that we can do this, then I will rely on your expertise, Hannah, your judgment, Luther, and your calming presence, Ben.
I mean, while I agree with you, Chain, that this seems like a very bad idea, it does seem like the only way to save Remy. And for all we know, not doing this potential evil will bring a worse evil? What if Remy is to save the world?
He saved me. She saved you, Chain.
Luther managed to stop me dying? Stop Remy dying? Stop you dying?
But this is different. This isn't calling This isn't stopping someone who is about to die. This is going into a place that we know nothing about and pulling back a soul that's already been lost. And once you open a door, you don't know what walks out with you.
No, but our mission is to go to places we do not know, to get things we don't know where they are, what they do. To save the world, maybe we need to do this.
I think arguments like that have been made in the past, and I think that's how we keep getting into these situations.
Then don't do it. Say no. But it is the only way to save your friend.
She has been gone for a year. Our new friend here knows her. How? I do not know, but she is here with us. Sybil is here. If Sybil is here, Remy can be here too.
If we don't do anything, she'll die over there. And she's not dead yet. Isn't that what heroes do? They save people.
She
Jane
will
looks
die
at-
alone in the dark, in a stranger place.
It's
Jane
all-
looks at Hannah, what is your opinion here?
Hannah looks extremely concerned, and she turns to Luther and says, I understand that we all want to save Remy, but my concern is what that will do to you, and the power that creating this spell will, the impact that will have, the consequences of this spell. If we're passing into the Ainlong where we know there are dark shadows, the sacrifice that you have to give up for this spell might be too much. And I don't want to allow a friend that we've already got here with us to be corrupted or die to save somebody that is already gone.
She's not gone.
She's not gone, she's still here.
And it is a Luther's choice what he wishes to sacrifice, not ours.
If you decide, Luther, that this is what you want to do, I will help you. But if at
Then your
any,
conscience is clear.
if at any point I see that it is too much, then we will have to stop. We cannot allow any darkness to pass through into this world, and we cannot allow any darkness to corrupt you. I will not give up one friend to save another. I care too much about you for that to happen.
Luther bends down. Not too much, because Hannah's pretty tall. She's an elf. Looks into her eyes. Looks into her eyes. Smiles. Gives her a kiss on her forehead. Thank you for your love. Thank you. I have to do this. It's who I am. And you have to do what you have to do because it's who you are too. If we all work together, Remy will be fine. If we all work together, I will be fine. Look at what we've done already. We stopped a war. We were betrayed by someone more powerful than us. We kept them at bay. Twice. We just went to a land where people are not alive. And we came back. We can do this. If not us, who?
Then it is decided.
We're going to need to take her to a place where the veil is weak.
Do we know of any place?
I do.
Where?
It's south of here. I know the way. It's some distance. We should go quickly, and we have to take Remy with us.
Okay. Then, would you mind distracting the nurses while we take Remy? We need your skill. We need your beautiful skill. We need your world-ending talking skills.
I want to see what I can do.
Good. Anything else to add?
Luther says thank you to everyone in the room for the trust. He walks up to Chain and does the old, like, clasp behind the back of the neck and head-to-head thing and goes, "You're my brother. If anything goes wrong, kill me. I'm not Siegfried. I trust you to do that." Stands back up. Waits for Ven to do his magic and then proceeds to put Remy on his shoulders and attempts to escape. Because he doesn't want to pay that. He doesn't want to pay because they haven't got any money.
It's a crazy amount of money, so you sneak out. Cool. You all leave Greyhaven with all due haste and make your way south.
Fuck, it's Greyhaven for ages.
Sybil.
Ben is annoyed that we left without paying the bill because he thinks it's going to go badly on his name.
Sybil leads the way, getting progressively anxious as time goes by. Luther has an opportunity to examine Remy as you travel, and physically she seems fine, but for reasons that Luther can't quite explain, she seems to be fading with no obvious physical cause. It takes you all about 7 days to reach Starfall Forest, and another day to travel.
Oh God, no!
Back to Starfall. Oh no.
Oh no! You asked me who else could show up, DBH. You forgot.
I have no idea. What this is, but your reactions are great.
It takes 7 days for you to reach Starfall Forest, and another day to travel through the woodland, guided by Hannah and Luther. In Hannah's path, the trees seem to relent, reluctantly permitting her passage through the woods. And on the 20th of Primaveral, you all arrive at the centre of the woods. I have already deducted money for supplies from your sheets. I'm on this.
You're poor and hungry.
You can feel that you are close to your destination now. And as the afternoon becomes evening, you see it up ahead, a ruined tower silhouetted against the pink and orange glow of dusk. Slender in an ancient design, this structure must once have been constructed by the elves, judging by the unobtrusive way in which it blends into the forest around it. In the evening glow, and in spite of the dark omens you've experienced on the journey, you can feel how sacred and magical this place must once have been to the first creatures to live in Minara. As you approach the base of the tower, a slender man steps to block your path, holding in his hand a gnarled staff. Sweeping before you in a burst of hot fire, a flame-winged bird circles ahead and returns to alight on the man's shoulder, his features grim. The air crackles with primal energy. Who comes to the heart of the forest?
Friends. I don't know who this person is. BBH does.
It's me.
I'm assuming it's your ex-character. I don't know.
I don't think he's going to like us being here. We are looking for what have we been told we're looking for? Because Ven doesn't know.
A place where the veil is thin.
Yeah.
Do I want to say that?
So
We are
well, instead,
looking
it's,
for
it's in the tower. It's in the tower. As soon as you
yeah,
see the tower,
for,
it's in the tower.
an older tower. We are told is here. Is it can we enter?
No.
Can I ask why?
There is a darkness here I am set to guard.
We are.
Is there a grave here?
If you look carefully around, then yes, there is.
2 characters here, technically. Alright. We are also on a mission to destroy the darkness. This is why we have come here.
And how exactly do you propose to do that?
We know that the veil here is a weak, and we need to save our friend, so she can help us save everyone.
You're right, the veil here is weak. Months ago, that weakness was opened and partially closed again. I am here to make sure that none of those red gauntleted fiends ever use this portal again.
What's Sybil doing right now?
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Hiding behind the lot of you. Actually, she's hiding behind the lot of you because she was kind of trundling along at the back, looking white-faced and anxious. Her eyes are fixed on the grave, and she looks like she's just frozen in place.
Shane takes notice of this because he's been watching her throughout the journey.
The symbol of these things is the symbol of the Blood Guard Knights, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. We are seeking to destroy artifacts of the Blood Guard Knight you have mentioned. We are their enemy as well.
If you truly are an enemy of the Bloodguard Knight, then I have no reason to stop you, although you cannot enter the tower safely.
Structurally or spiritually?
When my companions and I came here to stop the evil that was wrought against this gate, I brought a friend with me. I sought a place powerful in primal magic where they could take home. This, the heart of the forest, is such a place. It might not seem like it, but this is the heart of a much larger forest, ancient and angry. My friend has been touched by the darkness that filters through from the other side of this gate. Only I could enter the tower safely. I worry.
Our friend here also speaks to the spirits, Luther?
Yes. Tell me what I can do, because I know how I've spoken before. Luther describes how he spoke to the bear of the other forest that died, and how he communed, and how there was a sense of communion there as proof.
The man you're speaking to nods his head in understanding, and Luther, you can feel a real primal presence here as well. It's a really, really strong presence here. But it's strong and quite angry as well. He's getting quite a lot of anger from it. The man says, "I'm sorry, I never introduced myself. My name is Jason."
Your name is Jason.
Yes.
Cheers.
If your business here is with good intent, then I will not try to stop you. But you will not be able to enter the tower without my help. And I will not help you until I know exactly what it is you are trying to do.
Ben kind of look either.
Our friend
Trying to.
Our friend is trapped within the Ainlong, and we must.
Yeah, you're better with me.
We believe that we can set her free at this place where the veil is thin.
You intend to go through the gate. This I will not allow.
Are we trying to go through the gate?
We are trying
Or are we trying...
to allow our friend to come through.
I think it far too dangerous to deal with the gate in any way. At that one, Sybil does eventually step out, managing to shake away
Just about to say.
fixation on the grave. Jason,
The grave. Sorry, sideline. What is on the grave? How does it look?
Yeah.
oh crikey! I think it was really subtle. I think it was just a marker over a grave. I believe the hammer was left there. So I think it's a hammer on a sort of not a shallow grave, but on a subtle grave, unmoved and heavy. Anyway, Sybil says as she steps out, and Jason looks at her with a strange sense of recognition, and she says, "What if we could seal it properly?"
Mm.
And he sort of frowns and says, "If you could seal it, then you would protect my friend from the corruption that is coming through. Can you do that?" And then Sybil looks at Hannah and says, "No, but she can."
We're a very strong group of people. Hannah is the best of us.
Does Hannah know she can do that? No.
She doesn't think she can't, but she doesn't know she can do that.
What do you mean, Sybil?
I've seen it in my dreams. We came here, we went through the gate, we saved Remy, and you closed it behind us. I don't know what you did, but that stone you've got, you used it to close the gate.
She automatically clasps her fist around her necklace.
I know this sounds absolutely mad, but this is what I saw. I've been seeing it for weeks. And Remy's voice gets quieter every time. River's voice. She keeps saying River.
You must tell me exactly what it is that you saw.
I will, but we don't have time. We have to get up there and we have to start the ritual.
Jason, will you allow us through?
If you can close the gate and protect my friend, then I will keep him off you long enough.
Thank you.
We can do it. Hannah is very strong.
All right. Anything to add? Chain's sullen in a corner. I like it. It's hard to tell if Dan is just looking grumpy or if he's just in the distance and but I feel like it's probably the same. Chain is
Deliberately not getting too involved.
Climbing the winding stairs of the broken tower, you are surprised to discover how solid the stonework feels underfoot. It is not as precarious as it appears. Step by step, you ascend to the highest floor, broken and exposed to the elements. Here, only a single stone archway stands where one wall would have been, the arch bricked up with similar stone to the broken walls, cracks present in the stonework. Here, a powerful presence can be felt, primal, but twisted and angry. Jason extends his staff, the bird on his shoulder, speaking softly, and the presence's anger fades for a moment. Be quick with what you have to do. Shift will not stay quiet for long.
In that moment, Luther places Remy on the floor and opens up the book.
Yep.
And goes through stage 1, opening himself up to the primal elements and, getting ready to open this gate.
Very good. Have you read the steps? Don't worry if you haven't, because I'll just walk you through it.
Nope.
But
there was a lot to read, and I couldn't read it because I was trying to listen to everyone else's thing, and it was getting too distracting.
that's fine.
I apologize.
No, it's fine. It's fine. The notes are obviously there for later reference, but I will talk you through it. So Luther sits down, puts Remy down, opens his book, and opens himself to the primal. And here he can feel an absolute wealth of primal power to put upon, more than he's ever felt before, laced with a sort of anger. The first step of the ritual is to find a place where the veil is weak, and he's done that. The second is that he needs 2 anchors, and his book explains to him that these need to be living creatures with strong links to the realms beyond. The book states that elves and dreamwalkers are the best candidates for this, but everyone can, because there is infernal corruption present in all creatures that are not elves. Blood is the required offering. It doesn't state a quantity. Luther thinks that only a little amount would be enough. But he needs 2 people to offer blood. Decides for himself.
So 3 in total.
Yeah, he offers blood at the end. So 3 in total.
Is it the anchors that need to offer the blood?
Yes.
Fuck.
Blood anchors.
At the back of the group, Ven would probably stand with Chain and just like while that they're kind of setting that up, I can imagine Luther and Hannah and Sybil being more kind of like there, like helping Remy and kind of like looking through the book.
Yeah, so Sybil's actually gone to the side of the tower, but I'll mention what she does in a second. Carry on.
Yeah. Chain, are you okay with what we are doing?
Why you ask?
Are you okay with what we are doing?
I think it's probably the worst thing we could possibly be doing right now.
Good.
I understand why we're doing it, but I think it's the worst thing to do.
Good. Then you will be the first to see if anything goes wrong, because you expect it to. And he kind of steps forward and says to Luther he's happy to be an anchor if he needs to be.
Very good.
Luther thanks Ven. Luther explains to Hannah the situation. Your blood might be one of the most powerful tools in this forest at this moment. If you are willing to, would you permit just a drop? It may help you to close it afterwards.
I just need
If you do not want to, you don't have to.
Tom, with Hannah's limited knowledge on blood magic,
Yeah.
is it the people that offer the blood that then could be corrupted?
That feels like a very difficult question to answer.
Because we know that, from what we know of blood magic, is that the person who's doing, like, the spell, they've offered their blood,
Yeah.
like, they can attract, like, dark spirits
Yeah.
more easily.
Yes.
So if other people are offering the blood too, are they as vulnerable as well?
Joining in this would have the potential to attract dark powers. That might be the intention of the ritual, however.
And
Hannah
doesn't
not like
like
this.
doesn't like the vampiric blood magic not offer their own blood? They offer they use other people's blood.
Yes.
Because I remember there was something about Luther's is different because he's offering up his own blood rather than using other people's.
Yes, there is something significant in the blood being offered rather than taken.
Leafer, to avail the situation, Leafer will, seeing Hannah's trepidation, I will be the main focus of this. Anything that seeks to be evil will come to me first. If it does come to me first, our friend over there, Chain, will sever the connection straight away. It is unlikely you will be harmed. It is up to you.
So Hannah, the character, is like very decisive. Me as Amy trying to decide what Hannah would think is not. So I'm just struggling to be like,
That's right.
what?
While you're thinking about that, I'll give you a chance. So Chain, who's watching everything, Sybil's walked over to the edge of the tower, and she's clutching her hand over her chest with tears glistening in her eyes as she gazes out over the edge, the wind snapping at her hair. And very quietly she says, I don't know why you saved me, she whispers to the wind, shaking her head. It should have been me, not you. I'll make it right. She hesitates there a little longer and then turns back to come over to Luther and says, whatever you need, I'll give it.
That's what I was going to then kind of as... If I can imagine Hannah, she's decisive, but I can imagine at this point she's a bit like, oh fuck, what do I do?
Yeah.
And in that moment, Ben would probably see it and go, it is... Do you think a Chain will give his blood to this ritual?
Hell no.
Do you think Sybil will give her blood to this ritual? Do you want you or Sybil to do this?
I believe me and Sybil need to do this.
You do not both need to do it. It is just the best outcome. I do not want Sybil to do it.
If I could offer a voice of counteraction there, I'm not sure putting our ace in the hole in danger here would be a good idea. So maybe not use the powerful sorceress as the focus.
I'm happy to do it. I'll do anything I can to help. I lost someone really close to me before, and I will do anything I can to make sure that doesn't happen again.
Would they want you to put yourself in this sort of a danger?
It doesn't matter. They should have lived, and that's just how it should have been. Both of them.
But they didn't. Would they want you to die just because of that?
If the spell needs my blood, I'll give my blood.
For the spell to work, it would be best if both myself and Sybil gave our blood. Myself being an elf, and Sybil having the ability of the Dreamwalkers would make us the strongest to sacrifice our blood. I won't allow you then, or you Chain, to do it because I don't want you to put yourselves at risk. But should it look like there is any form of corruption or dark spirits trying to pass into this world, then I will seal the gate, whether we are inside or not.
I love everyone falling over each other to try and sacrifice blood. It's great.
I just want to say, upon creating Luther, this is the best outcome of Montgomery that I was hoping for. Everyone just, yes, beautiful. Oh, God, wow.
It just doesn't want the teenager to have to.
It's the moral, like,
It's-
word lines that I love.
It's Luther who's going to choose ultimately, or take the blood, if that makes sense. They'll have
The
to
best
offer their
outcome
hand
would be-
and Luther cut their hand. Is basically how this is going to have to work.
The strongest outcome would be Sybil and Hannah, yes?
Yes, it's also, as people have said, potentially the most risky.
The most dangerous.
What will be more risky, Hannah or Sybil?
Who knows?
One's an elf, one's a dreamwalker.
One's already been there before,
One has been there
whether
before.
for good or for bad.
Does Luther think if Hannah gives her blood, would that make it easier or harder to close the gate afterwards?
Okay.
It should be connected to it.
Luther's quite intelligent, and he would have read all of that spell. The
Yeah.
purpose of the blood is to create a bond to the other side, which potentially would make it easier, or alternatively might actually make it harder, because she'd now be linked to the other side and unable to get away from that.
Luther looks at Hannah. He reaches out his left hand and takes Sybil's hand. He reaches out his right hand and he takes Ven's. He looks at Hannah and says, "Thank you, but you cannot be touched. If we need to close this portal, we need you at tip-top shape. Ven, thank you for offering. I would never have asked you."
You see, like sparks of lightning flash through her like pupils as she watches what happens.
Can I just? I'll just jump one thing after that. It does that cool camera blur thing where it changes in the background, but it's blurred. Then you see the lightning thing in her eyes, and then it blurs the foreground, and then it changes in the background. He just does like a slight nod. As in, this was the action I approve of.
We've gained approval points.
Ven is pale.
Luther takes his claw. Luther takes his claw, one little claw, and does a small pinprick on both Sybil and Ven. So it's at least obtrusive,
Okay.
but gives off enough blood for the ritual, and then he does more on his hand, because he's used to it.
The blood joins together and the ritual gains strength. As time passes, you can tell that Jason is having a harder and harder time keeping the spirit at bay. The third and final requirement of the ritual, Luther, is an object of significance to the soul you seek. It creates the final bond, two anchors and one object.
Luther reaches into behind his coat and takes out a kind of necklace that's like crudely crafted. So it's like they've got this weird string, but it's made out of wood, and it's one of the earliest gifts that Remy had ever given to Luther when they first met. And she created it. And he puts that as an offering.
Very good. Everything is prepared. The air seems to stand still around you. Even the presence of the primal force here becomes temporarily quietened as Luther, with the codex open before him, completes the spell over Remy's supine body. Blood from the anchors, the object of significance, and Luther's own blood join as the spell heightens in intensity, picking up a wind that swirls, howling around the ruined tower top. Then, with a flash, a blast of blood-red magic leaves Luther's fingertips and strikes the fractured doorway, splitting it open. Tendrils of that blood-red magic hold back the walls of the doorway as they try to close in, an expression of pure concentration on Luther's features. The way is open. The time is now. Sybil runs for the gate.
Ben goes with her as he sees a bolt, like, oh, get up. just go.
Go, quick. Go.
I step forward too.
You go through?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Shane steps forward, casts his eyes back at Luther and goes, "We'll get her back, brother. We'll get her back."
Thank you, brother.
And once everyone steps through, we will leave it there. Good job, guys. You did that.
So, Tom, should I start writing up a new character now, then, or?
Well, you can think about it. One way or other. Maybe. We'll see what happens on the other side. Good job, everyone. Good job, everyone.